Hi, I'm Marlena with the Ypsilanti District Library, and this is my cat, and her name is Cat. Today, I have some fun stories to read to you about cats, not this cat. So let her say goodbye. She says goodbye. Let's get started. The first book I have is Catnap. Here's the lady that wrote the book. Her name is Toni Yulee, and she also did the illustrations, the pictures in the book. And Feiwel and Friends are the publishers. Catnap. There's the word cat. Oh, there you go, Catnap. First page. Well, looks like there are two cats in this book. The clock says noon. It's time to rest. Cat is sleepy. He's tired. He wants to nap. But Kitten is curious. She wants to play with Cat. Oh, look how she jumped on his head. I know, says Kitten. Let's play hide and seek. Okay, Cat replies. I'll hide. No peeking. Cat hides up high. Do you see Cat? Do you see Kitten? Look in the orange chair. Just barely shows. So Cat hides up high. Kitten finds him. Cat hides down low. What do you think will happen? Kitten finds him again. Cat hides in the dark. Do you see Cat hiding? Somewhere in here. So Cat hides in the dark, but Kitten turns on the light. Cat hides, and Cat hides, and hides, and hides. Look at all the places he hid. But Kitten always finds him. Can you find Cat? Do you see Kitten? It's harder to find Kitten. I mean, Cat's pretty easy to find, but Kitten is on this page somewhere. Cat is tired of hiding. Cat is tired. He's going to take a nap. Far away from Kitten. He got to his bed and Kitten was already there. Kitten tuckered herself out and she's taking a nap. And that's the end. That was a fun book. Here's the word cat again. C-A-T. C sounds like k-a-t, cat. I have another book for you. All right, this one is a little bit silly. Here it is. It's called You Are Not a Cat. Here's the lady that wrote it. Her name is Sharon G. Flake, and someone named Anna Raff did the illustrations or the pictures in the book, and it was published by Boyd's Mill Press. So, Cat thinks Duck should stop meowing and act like a duck, but Duck has other ideas. So there's the duck. There's that word cat again. C-A-T. Duck. says, I am a cat. Meow. The cat says, you are not a cat. You are a duck. Quack, quack. Oh, look, a nut fell down, hit the duck on the head. Quack, quack. Yes, ducks do that. Meow, meow is what I like to say. No, I am a cat. I meow. You quack, quack. Meow. Why can't a duck do that? Because ducks go quack, quack. Ooh, look how that cat feels now. Getting frustrated. Meow. Quit it. Now repeat after me. Quack, quack. This means the duck is going, nope. Do you have a long, straight tail? Nope. Hey, wait a minute. Where did this duck get cat ears? Didn't start out that way. See? Here he is grabbing a leaf, and he tied those leaves to his head to look like cat ears. That's crazy. Do you have a long, straight tail? Nope. Whiskers that tickle the air? Sharp claws? A taste for mice? A family to love you in a warm, cozy home? Nope. See, you're a duck. Look. Oh, there's other ducks in the sky. Look. Meow, meow. Is he going to fly up and join the other ducks? No! Oh, that cat's so mad right now. Look. No! Quack! Quack, quack, quack! Oh, you make nice music when you quack like that. Oh, check it out. Can you see how that cat feels? Ooh, that cat is mad. And the duck is still laughing and having fun. And the cat says, shoo. Shoo. Go away. Go away. Oh, that is so irritating when somebody repeats everything you say. Now you're a parrot, I suppose? I like parrots. They repeat things. Please don't. I am a parrot. Squawk, squawk, squawk. You are not a parrot. You are not a cat. Yesterday, I was a squirrel. And here's a squirrel. Do you see that squirrel? And the squirrel says, oh, goodness. And look, all of a sudden the duck's got a big armful of acorns, like the one that fell and hit him on the head. Whoop, he's throwing them. Last week, I was a rooster. Cock-a-doodle-doo. Well, now this cat is really mad. See the word no? No, 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 no. Yes, 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 yes. Okay. Cat's giving up. Fine. And what about tomorrow? Moo. Tomorrow, duck wants to be a cow. The end. Now that was a silly story. I have one more. It's short and it's really silly. It's sillier than anything we've read so far. It's called Never Let Your Cat Make Lunch for You. I wouldn't let my cat cook for me because, you know, it's that whole walking around in the litter box thing. This story is by Lee Harris. The pictures are by Debbie Tilley, and Tricycle Press published it. Never let your cat make lunch for you. And there's that word cat again, C-A-T. Never let your cat make lunch for you. It's okay to let your cat make breakfast. My cat Pebbles makes me breakfast all the time. Can you see that? I wouldn't even let my cat make breakfast for me, but this person does. She likes to make fried eggs and bacon the best. Sometimes there's cat hair in my eggs. If I'm late for breakfast, she'll eat all the bacon. What she really makes well is oatmeal. Pebbles likes putting milk in things. Sometimes she puts too much milk in my oatmeal. Oh, look, it's all over the table. On cold mornings, Pebbles bakes muffins. The oven makes the whole kitchen warm. It's a great place for a catnap then. But never let your cat make lunch for you. One time, Pebbles made a peanut butter and jelly sandwich for me to take to school. She had to use her paws to spread the peanut butter and jelly because she can't hold a knife. See, she's got her paws all up in the peanut butter because she has no thumbs, no opposable thumbs. It makes it hard to hold things. All day, I was so hungry thinking about that sandwich. When lunch finally came, I hurried to the lunchroom and took a gigantic bite out of my sandwich. Oh, my friends knew something was wrong because I started making funny faces. When I lifted the bread, what did I find? An anchovy. Look at it, that's a fish on a PB&J. Right in the middle of my sandwich. Only a cat would think an anchovy tastes good with peanut butter and jelly. Pebbles thinks anchovies taste good with everything. Yuck. Oh, look. Anchovies on ice cream and a muffin and in a glass of water. Imagine my surprise when I found out that nobody wanted to trade sandwiches with me because they still remembered the mouse in my sandwich from the day before. That's why I say never, and I mean never, ever, ever, let your cat make lunch for you. And that's the end of this tale. Get it? Tail. Cat tail. Well, we have been talking a lot about cats, and I like to draw. Let's see if we can't. C-A-T, cat. It's really easy to draw a cat. The first thing you do is you make a big circle. And then you can make two little circles for eyes. I'm going to color mine in a bit. Then you can make a circle or a triangle for a nose. I like to make an upside down triangle. Two more triangles for ears. And this is the tricky part. Put your crayon on the nose and go down and around. Then you put your crayon back on the nose again, down and around the other way. And what's this? What does this cat need? Whiskers, right? That's easy. 1, 2, 3, however many you want. Boom. You got a cat. That's really easy. Circles and triangles and these down and around marks. I have one more fun thing to show you. Has nothing to do with cats. You can make a puppet out of your own hand. You have to ask a grown-up first because sometimes they don't like you to draw on yourself. But I have, can you see? 2 eyes. And then I'm going to give, take like lipstick Hang on. Oh, well, that's a messy mouth. Ta-da! Now, if you get fancy about it, you can put eyelashes on there. Maybe even make a nose if you're into it. See? I like to read. Well, this has been fun. Let's get ready to say goodbye. Thumbs up. Wiggle your fingers. Wiggle them way up high. And clap, clap, clap. And say goodbye. See you next time.